Hi, my name is Richardson, and I'm the chairman of the Last Great First. I'm really excited about this expedition. It's 2,600 kilometers from the very edge of the permanent ice shelf in one part of Antarctica, past the South Pole, to the very edge of the permanent ice shelf on the other side of Antarctica. It's never been done before in over 100 years of professionally organized Antarctic exploration. I'm actually quite often asked, why am I involved? And there's a bit of history there, going all the way back to Gareth and Richard's earlier expeditions in Greenland and Iceland. And at that stage, I had a pretty substantial business. The team that worked within that business, Wolseley Private Equity, was able to fund a couple of those expeditions to, meaningful but not large extent. If you look behind me on the map, you'll see there a picture of Gareth and Richard at Magnetic North Pole, and they're actually holding the Wolseley flag. That was a very exciting moment for us, and I'd encourage anybody who wants their flag to be photographed with Gareth and Richard at the South Pole, to come on board and become a sponsor of this expedition. This expedition is a very professional undertaking. Not only do we have our two explorers, we have a pretty much full-time media advisor and explorer in his own right, John Lucas. We have one of Australia's most recognised and capable dietitians and nutritionists, Ashley Bruner. When she's not working with us on the Last Great First, she's actually the nutritionist for the Australian Winter Olympics team and the Australian Women's Rugby Sevens team. We have Jo Bonington, the owner and boss of a wonderful gymnasium in North Sydney called Jo's Base Camp. And as the name suggests, it's all about preparing athletes for very significant adventures. My job as the chairman is to manage all of the different activity streams relating to such a very significant expedition. And in fact, there are 6 of them. There's the expedition itself, there's the fundraising, there's the media and website management, there's the training and the dietary aspects, there's our community involvement. And each and every one of those has got a very detailed action plan behind it with individuals responsible for it. And my job is to focus on the fundraising as well as make sure that all of the activities are ongoing. An expedition like the Last Great First doesn't just happen. It's a very complex management challenge to get the 2 doctors on the ice at the beginning of October. The total budget for the Last Great First is in the order of $2 million. Included in the $2 million budget are all the costs associated with being on the ice itself, which are very, very significant. About half of the $2 million budget is actually spent on the ice itself during those 110 days, and the other half is all of the preparation and media and filming and websites and equipment and gear that the 2 doctors need over this next 12 to 18 months. I haven't done any polar exploration myself, and I don't think I'll be tempted to attempt anything like this expedition. Comprehensible how big a challenge this is. Gareth and Richard will be day after day skiing 25 or 26 kilometers per day. They'll be consuming roughly 25,000 kilojoules. That's about 8,000 calories a day. They'll lose 15 to 20% of their body weight. They will be recording 24/7 their physiological and physical data using some special, very lightweight technology developed by the Antarctic Science Foundation of Australia. I'm often asked, why are we doing the last great thirst? And of course, it's to do something which has never been done before, which we call the crossing. But it's also to engage with our community and to engage with our scientific partners to do cutting-edge research into the effect of climate change on the Antarctic and the subsequent effect that has on the world's weather. Through our partnership with the Antarctic Science Foundation, we've been given access to some very lightweight, high-tech devices which will allow Gareth and Richard to collect real-time temperature, pressure, wind speed, and their own physiological performance data for 110 days of this expedition. That kind of data is extremely valuable to the scientists when they start to think about the effect climate change is having on the Antarctic environment. Because the Antarctic itself drives a huge proportion of the world's weather. And there are no weather stations down there apart from at the different facilities that different countries operate. But there are no weather stations on the route that they're taking apart from the South Pole. So the information that Gareth and Richard will be collecting is highly sought after, including by some extremely famous worldwide scientific organizations, such as NASA. We're building out our social platforms. Our website, thanks John, is looking much, much better than it ever did before. We've got some terrific fundraising events happening. And on the website, you can donate, which I really encourage you to do. You can sign up for some wonderful Kickstarter campaign pledges. And also on the website, you can help the team to buy all of the gear that we need by contributing a proportion of the cost of the different items. So I'd love you to support us by helping us buy the tent, or helping us buy the gloves, or the mittens, or the goggles, or the radios, or the skis, or the sledges. They're all very expensive items, and it would be wonderful if you could help us by making a donation towards the total cost of those items. On our newly launched Kickstarter campaign, there are some wonderful pledge opportunities for you. Please have a look, and if you are in a position to make a pledge of whatever size, it would be tremendously helpful as we continue our fundraising to make this expedition a reality. I'm very excited to be chairing this last Great Thirst expedition, which won't be the last time we do something big. Once we've completed this, there'll be other expeditions, and I'm very much hoping that you will be part of that going forward as well.